Real rugby fans know the game is totally a drama. Especially when the match is about to end, they hold their hearts, knowing that a shocking twist could happen in the final nanoseconds. If you've been into this drama for a decade or longer, well, you know exactly what this means. But if you don't, well, stay tuned to see the rugby flashbacks that show how magic happens in the very last moments of the match. All Blacks for Springboks in 2018. Let's go back to Saturday, October 6, 2018 in Pretoria. The All Blacks were breathing heavily as they faced an alarming situation while the Boks dominated territory in the first half. They managed to maintain a score of 6-6 before heading into the break, thanks to a pair of Beauden Barrett penalties. However, the Boks returned aggressively and delivered an impressive performance. Willie Leroux, playing his 50th test, ran a brilliant line to open up the All Blacks defense, allowing Jesse Kriel to finish the move. The Boks scored again after Faf de Klerk missed a chance to score a try with a poor pass. Captain Siya Kolisi burst through a tackle and fed de Allen. The All Blacks retaliated with Aaron Smith's try, but they still lacked winning probability. Then, winger Cheslin Colby stretched to dot the ball down in the corner, after which Andre Pollard slotted the conversion. The Boks fans were ecstatic, with the score at 30-13 in their favor. However, those All Blacks, well, they weren't done yet. Rico Ioane went over in the corner, but Richie Maunga missed the conversion, leaving the score at 30-18. Scott Barrett claimed a try and reduced the deficit to 5 points. Time was almost up. South Africa lined up for what seemed like a wonderful victory over New Zealand. However, what happened next left a capacity crowd of 52,000 stunned.
A minute and 15 seconds to play in Pretoria. Ioane waits out wide. The All Blacks celebrate, they have the try, they will have a kick.
New Zealand trailed for almost 79 minutes, but shockingly secured a 32-30 victory over South Africa, breaking the hearts of Boks fans who had already prepared for celebration. On the other side, All Blacks fans were saying, what a stunning comeback. Captain Siya Kolisi said, it was really good at times. Now we're going to learn from this and go back and look at what we need to do next time. But I'm proud of the way that the team is growing. All Blacks for Springboks in 2014. Let's go back now to Saturday, October 4th of 2014, when something unexpected happened. This time, the All Blacks faced a shocking defeat against the Springboks.
55 meters out to take the lead for South Africa. What drama. The crowd will tell you. Got it!
Now, these last 2 minutes were incredibly dramatic. As you can see, Patrick Lambie made a remarkable penalty kick, and South Africa secured a 27-25 victory over New Zealand at Ellis Park in Johannesburg. The Springboks led by 11 points early in the second half. However, extended pressure allowed replacement hooker Dane Coles to score in the corner, giving the world champions a 1-point lead. Little did they know that the All Blacks would pay a heavy price for Liam Messham's mistake. He was penalized for a high tackle on Schalk Burger, resulting in a penalty in the 78th minute. Following the unexpected turn of events, Lambie had the opportunity to shine by kicking from 52 meters to defeat the world's top rugby team. This moment allowed Lambie to give his team a lead that influenced the All Blacks' reputation after 18 matches since the start of the 4-team rugby championship 2 years prior. Conversely, this dramatic ending changed the status of the opposing team. South African coach Heineke Meyer said, all credit to Pat. It was an unbelievable kick under huge pressure. I've been involved in rugby for 30 years and I always wondered what it felt like to beat the All Blacks. New Zealand coach Steve Hansen remarked, I have no problem with referee Wayne Barnes giving the penalty. I don't think there was intention to hit him high, but he did. It was a great game of rugby and it could have gone either way, but my heart tells me the Boks deserved it today. Blues versus Hurricanes in 2012. The next magical moment on the list happened on Friday, March 23rd of 2012 at Eden Park in Auckland. The Blues were under pressure as this match would determine whether they were contenders or pretenders. They were leading 25-19 with less than a minute on the clock. However, a shocking twist took no time to show up.
Conrad Smith to score, what drama!
In the very last minute, the Blues broke all expectations of their fans, who had been cheering for them through the entire match. On the other hand, the Hurricanes successfully turned the tide, with Beauden Barrett coolly slotting the conversion to secure a 26-25 victory over the Blues. What's interesting to note is that the Blues already dominated territory by 6 points in the 58th minute before claiming 3 straight penalties after halftime. They proved themselves by preventing the Hurricanes from scoring any further points for more than 20 minutes. Their dominance extended further after Lachi Munro kicked 6 penalties, 3 of which were in the second half. However, little did the Blues know that they would face irrecoverable damage, losing their next 5 games in a row. Kiri Wipu said, quote, "We didn't play to the final whistle, and those guys did, and you can't take anything away from them. People had written them off, and they may not have showed a lot of promise in preseasons, but competition's different. I take my hat off to them." Beauden Barrett mentioned the circumstances when they were under a lot of pressure. He said, "It's funny how things worked out. We've been talking about it all week that if we just keep going, they would get tired, and in the end they did. I didn't think it would play out quite that literally. They did really well to shut us out, and 9 times out of 10, they would have ended it." Red Roses versus Wallabies in 2003. Now it's time to go back even further to Saturday, November 22nd in 2003 in Sydney. The starting hour of the game suggested that the Red Roses would fall short again at the final hurdle. A sensational crossfield kick from fly half Stephen Larkham allowed winger Lot Takiri to sprint and tower over Jason Robinson to score the first try for the Wallabies. In response, England heavily punished Australia and silenced the crowd of 82,957, along with an estimated 22 to 30 million television viewers. Fly half Johnny Wilkinson put the team into a 6-5 lead by kicking 2 penalties in the 11th and 12th minutes, adding a third in the 28th minute to extend their lead to 9-5. Robinson then scored a fantastic try 2 minutes before the break, further extending their advantage. However, little did they know that a shocking turn was about to unfold. Wallabies fly half Elton Flatley claimed 3 second-half penalties to level the score at 14-all, meaning both teams would head into extra time. Wilkinson and Flatley exchanged penalties as the score remained locked at 17-17. Yet Johnny Wilkinson was destined to end the match in the most dramatic circumstances following Steve Thompson's line-out throw.
Australia come back. Here it is for Johnny. Has he done it? He sure has! Seconds remaining, and that surely is the stairway to rugby heaven.
The way England secured that 20-17 victory over the Wallabies in the last seconds of the match will never be forgotten, especially by England fans. I mean, they had to be thinking, what a match, what a finale. On the 10th anniversary of England's World Cup triumph, Wilkinson shared his feelings during those last moments when he was grappling with extreme pressure. He said, "It felt like a surreal, dreamlike situation. I had to keep asking, is this really happening?" Now, while Wilkinson's thrilling response is expected, there's a darker secret associated with this match. If you already know it, feel free to share it in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting rugby news that we reveal here. So the dark secret is related to Steve Thompson's life. Thompson, once England's most capped hooker, claimed that he didn't remember being part of the 2003 World Cup win. This is shocking from a player who successfully defeated Australia with that infamous extra-time goal from Wilkinson. As Thompson unwrapped the box containing his 2003 World Cup medal, MBE, and event photographs, he felt embarrassed. How could he have such golden memories washed away like that? Well, Thompson regretted to tell the team that he was diagnosed with early-onset dementia, which he believed was caused by repeated blows to his head during his rugby career. He said, quote, "I have no recollection of winning the World Cup in 2003 or of being in Australia for the tournament. Knowing what I know now, I wish that I never turned professional." But there's so much more to explore about this dark secret, and if you want a detailed video on this topic, be sure to let us know in the comments below.